to another episode of Soccer Manager. We are jumping right back in to the Newcastle manager mode. And right now, if you look at the league table, we are sitting pretty good in the promotion spot, just behind Norwich and Nottingham, but above Derby and Bristol are right near us in that area, as well as like Brighton and Ipswich and Reading. They're all in that area, so we should be able to take it. If you look at the stats, we don't have anybody near the top in goals scored at all. It's been mostly like most of our team has had like 2 goals or something. We don't have a lot of what I've noticed is I played a season with Arsenal with this, and what I noticed is a lot of the time your goalkeeper and your defenders will on your team are always near the top of average performances. I don't know why, but when I was with Arsenal, Koscielny, Holden, Mustafi, all of them with Czech and Bellerin, they were all like the 6 of them were in the top 7, so they're always up near the top. But we're gonna jump in, and we have a game versus Wolverhampton where they are sitting near relegation, so this should be a win. So we should get a win here. We're gonna put Yedlin in to start this game. Gomez on the left. We're gonna start Cole back in for Shelby, and then we're gonna play Gale up top with Diame in the middle. Do we have anybody? No, so this is how we're going to start the game with Sells, Yedlin, and Mbemba, Dummett in the back. With Gomez, Colback, Tiote, Atsu, Diame, Perez, and Gale up versus Wolverhampton. Just turn off the volume because then you won't be able to hear. But Gale scores 3 minutes in. That's a great way to start the game, and that's exactly how we want to keep this season going, is just keep on scoring and winning games really quickly. As you can see, we're starting to get the slight edge in possession. Nothing really going, so I'm going to slow up the tempo as we have our own lead. And we're going to still press in our own half, but we're going to stay mixed, and we're going to go a little bit defensive. It might come back to haunt us, but with a team like Wolverhampton being so low in the table, it shouldn't have that big of an effect if we sit a little back for it. So we still have possession here. We're keeping the ball. Perez with a free kick gets it to Cole back to Atsu, and that's just not the area you want to have somebody taking a shot. But it doesn't matter. We win the game 1-0. Oddly enough, their goalie gets the man of the match, which doesn't make sense to me. But we get 300, and we are almost at 400 credits. We get 400 credits afterwards, and once we hit 2,000 credits, I'm going to be able to start a new career mode if you guys want me to. We can go back and forth between this Newcastle one and then any other team that you want me to go with. I can go with them, and we can have 2 going at one time if that's not too much. I don't know. Let me know if that's too much. DeAndre Yedlin has gone up to an 85 overall from an 84. That's what I like to see. Arsenal won 4-0 in the Champions League. We're not used to doing that. Trust me, being an Arsenal fan, it sucks being knocked out in the round of 18, round of 16, over and over and over and over again. We're gonna go into this game with the same lineup as before, because I don't know. I just feel like that lineup did the business last game, and I feel like it can do it again this game. As you can see, the 50-50 possession, they're out shooting us. We don't have a shot on target yet. We each have a corner going for us. And no, we just gave away No, we got a penalty. I saw Clark and I thought it was Kieran Clark, but he's not even in our team. So we have a penalty. Atsu's lining up to take it. Atsu takes it, and it's a goal. 1-0 Newcastle. Another thing, actually, that I noticed with this game is that I've never seen a penalty get saved. I've only seen penalties missed. Like I would get into a penalty shootout and it would go like 6-5, and then my player would miss the target and it would go wide. I have never seen a goalkeeper make a penalty save on this game, but Gale scores. We're up 2-0, and it looks like we might concede here, but it's a good save by Sells. And that's going to bring up halftime. So again, I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to slow up the tempo and then go a little bit defensive again. We're going to soften up the tackle style and we're going to go short passing. And then we're also going to take out Colback, bring in Shelby and Anita in for Colback and Tiolte, and bring Mitrovic up top. And just bring... Oh, they got Bettner. Speaking of Bettner, did any of you guys see that goal he scored for his new club? I couldn't tell you what country he's playing for now, but that goal with the outside of his right foot was just amazing. If he could do that with Arsenal, he would be the Lord that everybody says he was, but he can never do that at Arsenal, which is a problem. Okay, so we conceded, so I'm going to go back to normal, go mixed, and change this back up to normal, because I feel like those changes have negatively affected us, so I'm going to bring those changes back. Oh my god, no way. Come on. That's so stupid. My goalie had the ball and just passed it right to the other team. That's 2 points dropped. That is 2 points that we should not have dropped, and that can really cause us in the transfer window. We are not doing too well. Only 55% with fans and 54% with the chairman, which I don't see why we've only dropped 4 points all season off of 2 draws. We are still undefeated. We haven't lost the game yet. So I wouldn't see why our rating is so low. We haven't done anything but good in this game. We are now playing West Ham. Oh yeah, I remember we drew West Ham out of 64 teams. Out of 64 teams, we could have drew anybody, and we draw West Ham. It's just harsh. But hopefully they can pull out a performance like they did against United a couple days ago, and we'll come out with a win. Okay, yeah. Speaking of the new season, comment down below, who do you guys think the best new striker for their team is going to be? Do you think Lukaku? Do you think Lacazette? Do you think that, what's his name? Do you think Morata is going to be the best? Hernandez at West Ham. Do you think that any of those guys are going to have a really big effect on their club, or do you think it's just going to be Kane at Tottenham again? How do you think Everton's going to do without like the strike force? I know they have Wayne Rooney, but other than that, the striker that they brought in, no offense to him, I'm sure he's a good player, but he is nowhere near the caliber that Lukaku is. And honestly, like, it pains me to say this because I hate United with a passion. I really hate United with a passion, but honestly, they should win the league this year. I feel they have a better team than Man City, so I think they should win the league this year. If they play Mkhitaryan right, Mkhitaryan, Pogba, they should just win the league, honestly. Like, nothing should stop them from winning the league. But honestly, I'm hoping Lacazette can pull through for Arsenal, just do well. Honestly, I don't even care. He doesn't have to be like top scorer. He doesn't have to be one of the top 3 scorers in the league or whatever. He just has to perform and just show that he can lead us to win. We just need that striker. And I don't care how, like, what other people say. Giroud is just, he is probably one of the best strikers. He is the best striker coming off the bench this year. He is the best, by far he is the best striker coming off the bench this year. And he's better than half the starters in the league, honestly. When he's not skillful, he doesn't have all the flair and stuff, but he is just a goal scorer. He gets in the right spots and scores goals. It's great. But enough with actual soccer. We're still playing here, and that looks so weak. That goal from Gale just looked like it rolled in. That was terrible, but I will take a 2-0 win over Fulham. Honestly, I'll take a first round exit in every cup we're in right now to keep on winning league games like this, because we are smashing it in the league right now. Still undefeated, have not lost. Tied for first with Nottingham Forest, just underneath with goal difference. So I don't see like how anybody else can, like, no one's beating us. So unless we go on a bad run, I don't see how we can not get promoted. I'm hoping by halfway through the season that we can maybe be like 10 points into the promotion zone with nobody near us. Like, I hope we can be in the league deep enough that nobody can touch us and we'll be promoted and have half the season to, just be able to play and just not have to worry about winning because we're already promoted. But the manager of the month, nothing for us. We did get Sells is in the team, Dummett, and Gomez is in the team. I don't know if none of my players can be in the team because of the positions they play, but nobody else is in the team. Player of the month, our goalkeeper, obviously. When I was with Arsenal, like I said, Petr Cech won Player of the Month every single month besides one time. So it's just heavily weighted towards goalkeepers, I think. Alright, once we get into it, we are going to be heading into our last game. As you can see, this young man has upped his overall. So this game against Birmingham will be our last game of the season. I think Birmingham, I thought they were near the top. I guess not. Yeah, they're 7th. That's alright. So they aren't that good. So we should get a win here. Keep Yedlin out. We're gonna bring in Tiote for Colback, and bring in Richie for Perez, and we'll play this and just see how that goes. Hopefully we can get another 3 points to further push ourselves towards the title, because I know our goal for the chairman is to just get promotion, but I want to win the title. The only thing that scares me is trying to compete in the Premier League next year, because even with Arsenal, my first year with Arsenal, I finished 6th. I also finished 3rd or 4th. I was the 3rd or 4th team in the Champions League. But yeah. Okay, so I know I was going to be done with the actual football talk, but one more question I have for you guys. How do you think Arsenal is going to do in the Europa League? Like, I feel like we can gain entry to the Europa League the same way that United did. Like I feel like that we can get into the Champions League next year by winning the Europa League. Depends on who we come up against, but honestly, I don't think anybody can beat us in the league. Because United didn't come up against anybody that hard. Besides, like, I think Ajax was one of the harder teams they played at that time. But other than that, I don't think they played anybody harder. So, I feel like we can do that. But that's just my opinion. And it's really biased because I'm an Arsenal fan. So, but as you can see, Richie picks up a yellow card right there. We're up 1-0. It looks like Lazar fouls him, and I think that could be another yellow. It's another yellow. So we still come out with that win. Dwight Gale gets the man of the match and the goal. So we now finish the episode top of the league. Nottingham Forest dropped points. We are still undefeated. 9 played, 7 wins, 2 draws, 10 goal difference, 23 points is a perfect way to start the league right now. And now if we go to the stats, we can see that we still have nobody near the top of goal scorer. Gale's up there, so I'm going to start Gale as striker more because he is just putting goals into the net, and it's just good for us. Man of the matches, we only have a bunch of people with 1 man of the match. We don't have anybody with 2 yellow cards. I hope we don't have anybody high up on this list now. And red cards, I don't know if we have anybody on. We don't have anybody on that list, so that's going to be the end of this episode. Our approval rating has gone up since then, so that's going to be the end of the episode. And I will see you guys for the next episode. See ya.